Welcome to a tag along. I'm your host, Bilal Khan, and
No, I'm your host,
Okay.
Ammar Alshukry. Bilal is just visiting. We're doing the names of Allah. We're doing the names of Allah, inshallah. And right now, we're gonna do Khaliq, Al Khallaq, and Ahsanul Khaliqeen.
Ahsanul
We're
Khaliqeen.
just throwing,
Really?
here's the thing with the names. Different scholars have had different ijtihadat, right? Everyone's trying to figure out what the names are. And so every list that you read from a different scholar is actually going to have some variety in it. So
Al Khaliq, Al Khallaq, and Ahsanul Khaliqeen.
yeah, so Al Khaliq is the one who's the creator, the one who creates.
Okay.
Al Khallaq is the one who consistently creates. So it's not just a one-time thing.
So he doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop.
Is this where Yasir Qadhi comes out with his aliens theory?
Possibly. I don't know.
Because his whole thing is that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Al Khallaq, that means after humanity has been judged and put into the heavens, does that mean he's going to stop with us? Or rather, would he continue to create more?
Okay, interesting. And this is the part of the class where Bilal, mashallah, radiyallahu anhu ardah, was completely aware, memorized it, went and got his X-File t-shirts, got it out of the closet.
Put on my Trekkie. I grew up on Star Trek, man.
No, I believe it. I don't think I've ever seen it in a single episode. But Al Khallaq and Ahsanul Khaliqeen. Ahsanul Khaliqeen is the best of creators.
Gotcha. And then the creator, the constantly creating, and the best of creators.
Yeah, the best of creators. So, I mean, it goes back to this.
So this actually, when you say the best of creators, that actually puts humanity in this place too.
Of course, because some people create, right? And
Yeah.
people who do create, they are, you create one thing, you get one patent, and people appreciate you. You do it a number of times, and people idolize you.
Yeah.
Look at somebody like Steve Jobs and how he's idolized and loved.
Yeah.
And so what about the one who created the heavens and the earth and the sky? And if you just go out into nature, it's absolutely breathtaking. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And everywhere you look, that's Allah's creation, right? He is Al Khallaq.
True that.
So just a couple of things with regards to Al Khaliq or Al Khallaq. Like, what does this name denote? What does this show? One, of course, is it shows the absolute power of Allah. And one of the things that you'll see, the name that's paired with Al Khallaq twice in the Quran, and it's the only name that's paired with Al Khallaq in the Quran, is Al Alim.
Al Alim, the knowledgeable.
Al Alim, of course.
Okay.
Because he's not just creating. There's no luck involved. There's no. Allah Azza wa Jalla is the one who creates, and Allah is perfect in His knowledge. And so His ability to create indicates the perfection of His knowledge.
Okay. Oh, you know what? It's interesting because we're talking about just from the perspective of somebody even writing a book. I think it was even Imam Shafi, and just even on my own thing, like you write something or you produce something, and later you come back to it like, oh, I could have made it better.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody who has knowledge, perfect knowledge of something, they can create the best. It's like even when I did my whole thing with making a couch.
Yeah. Still an ongoing project. Make dua. This Ramadan, make dua that Bilal's couch finishes.
It's done. It just needs a wrap.
Okay.
It just needs a wrap. But the thing is, it's like, because it's sectional, right? I created the first part not knowing what I'm doing, which took me like 2 hours to do. And the second part I did in 45 minutes, which was the recreation of the other part. But now because I knew how to do that. But then now I'm thinking about I could recreate the whole couch much better than how I started it. But somebody who creates and is al-alim would do it right the first time.
Exactly. And not only that, but it also gives us, comfort with regards to His guidance. In Surah Tabarak, أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ. Doesn't He know the one who created?
Mm-hmm.
Like this guidance that He's given us, doesn't He know best how we work and how we function and how we'll be happy and how we'll be content in our lives when He's the one who created? Isn't if you look at the Quran like an owner's manual, so to speak, or something like that, then He is the one who we should trust the most with regards to how we live our lives, because He's the one who created. Also, of the things that come to mind with regards to Al Khallaq or Al Khaliq is that Allah Azza wa Jal, He's placed signs that indicate to us His presence and His ability and His attributes. And so, who is Allah? You get to know Him by seeing His signs on the earth. Like if you just see the beauty on this earth, you realize that this Lord of ours is beautiful because of the beauty that you see. You see his knowledge, and you see his mercy in the way that this earth exists. You see his ability in everything that we experience. Yeah. These are some of the things with regards to Al Khallaq. And one of the most beautiful verses to conclude this topic is just, or Al Khaliq, is the verse in Ali Imran where Allah says, "Inna fi khalqi as-samawati wal-ard wa ikhtilafi al-layli wan-nahar." It's a beautiful verse. الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ. Verily, in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the interchanging of the day and night are signs for people of intellect, right? Reflection.
Minds are open to understanding.
So, who are they? الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا. They remember Allah in standing and sitting down and laying down. وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ.
It's interesting. I was listening to an interview with this neuroscientist. His name is Mohammed Ghaylan from Canada. And he was talking about like the whole thing with like some of these new atheists where these guys, they argue amongst this, like they're known as like, because they have PhDs, but they don't publish anything. But one of the things he said that within this field of science, these people who are discovering and observing and looking, like there's a lot of people who believe in Allah. And even if they don't believe in a religion, they believe in a higher metaphysical reality of just looking at these signs.
I mean, I believe it. I mean, just look at I'm going to read to you just a little bit of what I've come across with regards to the human body, and I'm no specialist at all, but you got 7 octillion atoms in your body, 37 to 70 trillion cells. The cells that line your stomach regenerate every 5 days. Your skin's outer layer, the epidermis, is shed every 2 to 4 weeks. Every 2 to 4 weeks, you got a new skin. Or your eyes can distinguish between 2.3 to 7.5 million colors, even though I really believe that there are only 8 that a guy can see. You got blue, red, green, white, whatever that is. I still don't believe, I don't know about teal and all of these different colors that brothers start to mention now.
You're talking about me?
Exactly. Your nose can distinguish between 1 trillion different smells. Just crazy, right? But then you never think about it until you think about it, that, you know what, I can distinguish between the smell of grass and the smell of rain and the smell of gas. You haven't
associated that smell with that, so you might be able to distinguish it. You may not know what it is.
But you do know what it is. But you never sat there and thought about, man, I know so many different smells. you never think about that, right? Sure. You know the sense of your children, maybe. I know you know the sense of your parents. You know this. So many different scents, right?
Yeah.
What else do we have here? Your pinky. If you were to lose any finger, a person might say their pinky. It gives you 50% of the power of your hand.
50%.
50%. Try to do pull-ups without your pinky, not going to be able to do it. Clasp one hand to another. That's roughly the size of a human heart. Okay. Beats 100,000 times a day. Pumps 5.5 liters with each pulse. Around 3 million liters a year. That's all. It's just some of the functions of your. If you were to take all of your DNA from your body and uncoil it, it would stretch to Pluto and back. 10 billion miles. The DNA in your body. And that's what Allah says. وَفِي الْأَرْضِ آيَاتٌ لِلْمُوقِنِينَ وَفِي أَنفُسِكُم مَا فَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Allah says, in the earth are signs for the people of certainty, and in your own selves there are signs. Don't you see? Yeah. Exactly. And that's not even going out to the stars and how many billions of galaxies there are, how many billions of stars in those galaxies. And and Allah swears by that. He says, فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَا تُبْصِرُونَ وَمَا لَا تُبْصِرُونَ. I swear by that which you see and by that which you don't see. And that just opens up a whole other aspect of questions.
Radio
and
waves
thoughts
and sonic waves and gamma waves
and then after all of that, we don't know most of what's out there.
Yeah. Heck, even on this earth, there's so much on this earth that we don't know. We know less about the earth than we know about space.
And we're not even talking about the oceans yet.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah, so that's a little bit with regards to
Alim and this is it makes more sense now with the whole concept of Alim in relation to Al Khallaq.
Yeah.
And Ahsanul Khaliqeen.
Yep, for sure.
Cool.
That's Al Khallaq. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam.